Hello. Today I'm about to show you how Ahmed Deedat, a famous Muslim apologist, destroys Christianity in no less than 8 minutes. Yes, you heard me right. Ahmed Deedat destroys a religion, the Christian religion, that is about 600 years older than his own religion. He is going to destroy it in no less than 8 minutes. So, all you Christian brothers and sisters, get ready to convert.
I said, this is the Holy Bible. Right? Yes, this is the Holy Bible. I said, what do you call it? Ya Sheikh, what do you call this? What would you call it? Injil, yes. That's what they said. I said, what do you call it, you Sudanese? He said, Injil. I said, right. Now I said, now what you do? Come on. First book of the Bible, called Genesis, open it. So they open, everybody. Got it?
Got it.
Find chapter 19. Got it?
Yes, got it.
He says, got it. I said, verse 30. Got it?
Yes, got it.
He says, got it. I said, right, read. So he reads 2 verses. I said, next one. Now read. Continue. That's Injil. You're getting horrified. Wallah. It is so easy to deal with the enemy. This book here, this is the Scud missile he's throwing at you, pushing it down your throat. You now reverse this, send it back to him. And I tell you, I gave them few references. Genesis chapter 19, verse 30 onwards. He speaks about Lut alayhi salam and his 2 daughters. Night after night they seduce the father and they have sex with the father and they beget bastard children from the father. Lut alayhi salam. Astaghfirullah.
I'm a little confused. Ahmed Deedat is saying that the Bible in Genesis chapter 19 verse 30 to 36 accounts for an immoral event that takes place. I'm sure Ahmed Deedat is well aware that the Quran does not simply account for an immoral event that has taken place in history, but actually teaches husbands to beat or strike their wives in Surah 4 verse 34. The Bible simply gives an account, but the Quran actually teaches that. So I'm a little confused as to what the point is. Is the point that the Bible simply accounts for an immoral event that has taken place in history, up against the Quran that actually teaches the husbands to beat their wives? But what do I know? Let's continue listening to him. Maybe he will convince me in his next argument.
Chapter 35, verse 22. I say, open, see. Right, read it. Reuben, one of the sons of Yaqub alayhi salam, he go and cohabits with his mother on the roof.
So another biblical passage in which an unbiblical and an immoral event is simply accounted for, Ahmed Deedat brings it out. Now, if the point is that since the Bible contains such immoral events and it simply accounts for it, could that not be used against Islam, since hadith of Musnad Ahmad 16245 records the Prophet Muhammad sucking on a tongue of a boy, Al-Hassan, the son of Ali. So Christianity is discredited on the basis that the Bible contains certain immoral events that are simply accounted for. But if the same standard is used for Islam, I wonder if Islam is discredited. But maybe I missed something. Let's continue watching.
Genesis, still first book, don't go far, man. Chapter 38, read verse 15 or so onwards. Judah, the father of the Jewish race, he goes and commits incest with his daughter-in-law by the roadside and begets bastard children from her. This is the Holy Bible.
Once again, a biblical passage that simply accounts for what had happened in history. Moreover, an account that actually doesn't substantiate you, Mr. Ahmed Deedat. because Judah didn't know that the woman was his daughter-in-law.
Not only that, but Allah Ta'ala himself, what he does to Ibrahim's wife, Sarah. You want me to read it? You want to hear what Allah does to her? Listen. This is the Holy Bible I'm reading to you. You don't know, so therefore they push it down your throat. I want to arm our people and say, look man, once you know what this guy is offering you, you will know how to defend yourself. And that guy will run for life. I said about God. Allah Ta'ala, astaghfirullah. Let's see what he does to Sarah. What he does. I'm only reading, to save time. I don't want to call one of you to come and read. But I'm reading Genesis chapter 21. Verse 1. Don't go far. Genesis, first book of the Bible. Chapter 21, ayah number 1. And the Lord means God, Rabb. And the Lord visited Sarah, like you go and visit your girlfriend. Then I'm reading. And the Lord visited Sarah, and as he had said, he had promised us that I'm going to come and see you again, next year, this.
I had high hopes to converting to Islam today. Ahmed Deedat and my Muslim friends, this is a story that is a continuation from Genesis chapter 18. In Genesis chapter 18, God with two extra angels visit Abraham and Sarah. They eat, etc. They commune with each other. And the fact that Lord eats with Abraham as well, Ahmed Deedat pulls unnecessary apologetical strings at that as well. But from the Christian perspective, if you look at this portion of scripture from chapter 18 to 21, in light of the whole Bible, it makes a lot more sense than what Mr. Ahmed Deedat is accusing the Christians and the Bible to make. He says he mocks the Lord of Christianity to come and sit and eat with Abraham and his wife. However, if you look at Exodus chapter 33 verse 20, in which God makes it very clear that no one will see him and he who sees him cannot live. And that's a principle by which God relates with man. Then it makes more sense what is being said. Why does it make more sense? Because of the Trinity, my Muslim friends. Since Exodus 33 verse 20 says no one can see God, and yet Abraham and his wife saw God, what does that lead you to see? Plus, the New Testament teaches of the Trinity equals the Trinity. But I know that now you will have a problem with that. At least for now, look at it from a Trinitarian perspective. If we see that Christ visited him, Abraham and his family to eat and sit, etc., it makes a lot more sense, doesn't it? And lastly, in Genesis chapter 21 verse 1, Ahmed Deedat insinuates that God visiting Sarah means and implies God had sex with Sarah. But if Mr. Ahmed Deedat read the Bible, he would find in Hebrews chapter 11 verse 11 that what God did was give her strength to conceive a child for Abraham. By no means does scripture say that God had intercourse with Sarah. Furthermore, if Mr. Ahmed Deedat would just take a little more time to read Genesis chapter 21 verse 1 and move a little down to verse 2, he will see that Sarah bore a son for Abraham, not for God. But at this stage, I'm willing to give Mr. Ahmed Deedat a benefit of the doubt that he perhaps forgot to read verse 2. Maybe his glasses were a bit shady and he just couldn't see verse 2. Or he never came across the book of Hebrews, chapter 11. Or maybe he didn't even know the book of Hebrews exists. In the rest of the video, Mr. Ahmed Deedat goes on to just encourage Muslims to use the Bible to destroy Christianity. I am disappointed. Why? Because, number one, Mr. Ahmed Deedat fails to recognize the nature of the scripture in its entirety. There are prescriptive passages and descriptive passages. The point of the Bible recording such vile occurrences is to firstly simply account the historic facts and what had happened, and number two, to demonstrate the sinfulness of man, for which Christ then needs to come and die for the sin of man. That is why such things are recorded. Well, I've addressed each passage that Mr. Ahmed Deedat attacks or uses to destroy Christianity, and I've done it in a very brief manner. I'm going to encourage each one of you is that if you'd like me to address anything in specific on these topics and these passages, put a comment below and let me know, and I will do so. I was truly looking forward for my Christian faith to be destroyed today. Well, maybe next time. My name is Shamoon, and I will see you soon.